is parabolic equations. Parabolic equations. So now the question comes, what type of equations or problems will be considered under the parabolic equation? So this parabolic equations is talking about the marching problems where they involve with the unsteady heat conduction equation. We are involved with an unsteady heat conduction equation and steady viscous boundary layer flows, and they are involved with a steady viscous boundary layer flows. These are all related to the parabolic equation. So how they are, again we will go with some examples. Even I'll give you in this session what are the examples related to this particular parabolic equation, but general problems I'm saying. So where they are involved in unsteady viscous flow problems and unsteady viscous flow problems, and viscous fluid flow problems also will be coming under this one, that is steady viscous flow problems. And the unsteady heat conduction equation can be best mapped with the parabolic equation, right? So but marching along the streamline but not in the timeline, so what are the parabolic equation is concerned, they are marching along the streamline but not along the timelines, right? So for simple example, when you are talking about the parabolic equation is, so when you are heating a rod from one end, the heat will be transferred from one end to the other end, and it depends upon the other source of the heat you are supplying it to it, whether the rod will cool down, or how fast can be the heat be transferred. That depends upon the other side contact we are maintaining. And when you remove your hand from the heating source, rod from the heating source, then in that case the heating element may get balanced with this particular surroundings as far as the thermal problem is being considered, right? So in that case, when you are talking about the temperature distribution and the cooling down on a rod, so that would be preferably this would be the case of IBVP. So whereas IBVP states initial boundary value problem. So that means initially we are setting some conditions in order to obey those relations of the equations governing, right? So let us see more detail about this parabolic equation and what exactly it is going to reveal us, the physics involved in this one. Let us see in this one. Now let us see an example for the parabolic equation. So here on screen you can see that, so what we have considered is, we have considered on the x-axis and the y-axis. We have considered on the x and y-axis and along this particular fluid line. So let me take the notations of this one. So I have drawn a lines. So that is AB and CD. I have drawn the two lines AB and CD, right? And in this my AC region. So that means in this AC region is known to me. So that means initially I am setting some values at the AC. So that means initially I have given the values. So that means AC initially set. These values are initially set. And what about the CD? Yes, CD also have defined this boundary. So this is defined boundary. The CD also defined boundary. That is the problem. So that is the problem I am talking about, where the parabolic equations are involved. So where AC is initially set, so that means initial conditions are set for the AC, and CD are defined by the boundary conditions, and AB is also defined by the boundary conditions. Now you may ask, sir, what is the boundary condition is? So the boundary condition may be wall. So you may be defining that AB as a wall and CD also wall, or AB and the CD are the regions out of this the particular fluid flow is not happening on that one, or effectively these boundary conditions are known to me. So that means we are all aware of this particular values of AB, CD and AC. Now the question comes, if you are known about the values of AB, AC and CD, if you are known about this one, then what is your interest in this one? My interest is in this case, when the fluid flow or when my governing equations are entering from the point of A and C, how this is going to effectively vary my problem, how it is going to effectively change the equations along that particular geometry I am going to adopt. So when you are adopt with this type of equation, so that means initial data lines are being known. So that means initial set values are set, boundary conditions are known and other boundary conditions are also known. And when you are set the fluid conditions to move from the A and C, and here if you note it, from a point P, there, so when I'm considered that the boundary layer when the parabolic equations are being applied in this one, so there is a region influenced in this one, and till this one, so where it is an unshaded region, till this I did not see any influence, but at an instant where I have drawn this dotted line, at this instant where I have drawn the dotted line, and beyond that particular point, that means my P may be any geometry available there at that particular point P, so and the unshaded region may be the conditions where the only inflow conditions are being adopted and no geometry is available ahead of that particular point P. And at the point P, maybe or geometry is available at this one. At this instant, let us say name it, maybe. But when we are going for the problem, let us see clear picture of this all. So when I'm seeing that where exactly at the point P or along this particular dotted line with respect to the point P, when I see there is some region influence behind this one. There is some region influence behind this region. If you see, this region is being influenced by the point P. This region is being influenced. If the case is such like, if the P is influencing the after region, not the in front region, only the after the P region, if it is being influenced, so that type of problems we'll call it as after P. So after P, where the fluid region is being changed or the flow is being influenced, that type of problems we'll call it as a parabolic equation related problem. That type of problems we'll call it as a parabolic equation related problem. Yes, fine. So where we have set the some conditions initially, and after reaching a certain point P, beyond that particular point P, the flow is effectively changing in that one, and in that the region is being influenced by the point P. Now another example, you just see on screen now. So let me stop sharing it, and you can maximize my camera. Or let me go with sharing the screen. Let me go with the sharing the screen only. Right. So here just concentrate on my camera. So here if you see, have taken a pump and a balloon. And I'm continuously supplying the air. See, this is what my initial data lines from the AC. So that means where my pump entry is happening. So there my initial data lines are giving. So when my initial data lines are giving at the point P, so this is, see, exactly the interface of the balloon. So at this point is my point P. At this point is my point P. So where if I'm continuously supplying, where based upon my inlet, so my outlet boundary, where my other regions of the boundary is getting influenced on. See, before this one, so that means before this particular point P, the region, yes, initially I have applied some fluid, I have applied some airflow to be on this one. But when it has moved on to this one, so this has completely obtained a shape, but based upon the point P. Based upon this point P, this has got influenced on this region. But is there any influence behind this region? No. Behind region has just pumped that airflow, and this region is being got influenced. Is it this region has been got influenced on this particular body? This is the best example for the parabolic problem. So where we are dealing with, so with respect to the point P, entire domain has got influenced in this region. Entire domain has been influenced on this particular region. This is a simple way of understanding how do we understand this parabolic equation applications. Okay, let us see. So here we have seen how this particular data lines and the boundary conditions are known and how the P point is influencing on the region of it. And when the same case is being applied on the three-dimensional domain, so it is similar to what we have. It is similar to whatever the conditions we have applied as like in the two-dimensional one. So that means here in this case, only the geometry has been changed to the three-dimensional frame. The geometry is being framed onto the three-dimensional frame, and whereas instead of the line here I have A, B, C, and D. These are initial conditions which is known to me. These are all the initial conditions which is known to me, and by knowing the initial conditions, and there I'm supposed to even know about the other conditions, that is B and G. I'm supposed to know, and I'm supposed to know A and H surface. That is A and H surface. This boundary condition also I am supposed to know. And here one more boundary condition, that is AH ED. I am supposed to know BG FC also I am supposed to know. So that means I am supposed to know all the four boundaries in this condition, and at the one inlet I am supposed to know one inlet surface and four surfaces on this one. If that is a little bit confusing for you, let me draw you another one, a three-dimensional geometry here in this one, and maybe this would be very clear for you. So here in this geometry you can see, so that means I am talking about this face. So that I am talking about this face, the boundary condition should be known with you, and so another face boundary condition should be known to you. So that is this surface boundary condition should be known to you. So that is the top surface, and this boundary conditions, boundary surface should be known. That means that condition is set by you. So this is bottom surface, and another two are the frontal face surface, and the fourth, this is the fourth surface. So these all boundary conditions should be known prior to the approach of the problem. So then you may ask, sir, what this is doing there? So this is finding out the unknown values of E, H, G, F. How this region is being influenced. So that means E of GH, when it is influenced by the point P, how much the distance it can travel and how much the region it can expand out or it can contract on that particular point, that will be dependent on this particular point P. So that means the point P is influencing on these points. The point P is influencing on these points. Okay, let me clear all this one, clear all the points. So point P, so let me use this arrows. So this point P is influencing on the complete domain where I am getting the resultant flow at the G, where in the propagating in the direction of E, so that F and the H. This is how it is being focused from one point, and the equations are going to be a parabolic. So that means P influenced point. So if I can make a small region also. So if you are not comfortable in this view, so you can draw even the other view of this one also. You can make the other view also of it. So like this, either you want to go with only simple two-dimensional view. So you want to understand with the two-dimensional view, yes. So about this axis, how it is parabolically varying there. So where is your P is available on this axis? I'm just drawn it on the two-dimensional. So where this P prediction, we are taking it on the parabolic format. This is on a three-dimensional one. Where